This is a pandemic of the unvaccinated. We must increase vaccinations among the unvaccinated with new vaccination requirements.
It's not going to work. We have other countries with much higher rates of vaccination, and they're seeing record surges of COVID because that's what viruses do.
Many of us are frustrated with the nearly 80 million Americans who are still not vaccinated.
Their freedom. I want my freedom to live.
Rest in peace, Wheezy.
We are going to need the people to engage in age-old American tradition of simply saying, no, I'm not going to comply. Now, what are you going to do about it? It never stops. They want things to get worse because they want you to suffer so that they can grandstand on your suffering and push for even more control.
They have criminalized freedom. They've made getting sick illegal.
This isn't about COVID any more than the Patriot Act was about Al-Qaeda. It's about government asserting more control over your lives, your rights, your properties, and in this case, your bodily autonomy.
It has a lot of vaccinated people alarmed because of the power grab that's involved.
Enough is enough. We better change our tune and start resisting.
Government makes up less than 1% of the population. If even 5 or 10% of Americans simply refuse to comply, all of this goes away.
Absolutely, this is the hill worth dying on.
We haven't given the statutory authority to any agency to do this kind of thing.
There is no such thing as government power. There's only what we are willing to comply to.
We're in a tough stretch, and it could last for a while.
That's what this has always been about. It's never about what they say it is. It's about controlling you. And it ends when we decide to end it.
This BS is going to stop.
It's time for us to
There's
wake
only
up.
one way to fight back against this, and it's mass non-compliance.
This is the most important thing to fight against.
You can help stop this. You are the power.
There's nothing, not a single thing we're unable to do if we do it together.
Hi! Welcome back to the least comfortable show on the web. The System is Down, where we talk about all the things that trigger you. Things like, oh, I don't know, what are we talking about today? Fuck Joe Biden, vaccines, YouTube, Facebook died, I'm pretty sure, and then was resurrected. We've got Fauci news today. We've got Floridians who have lost their damn minds. We're talking about Bill Gates. We're talking about everything. Everything. Oh, and the Catholic Church. We'll get there. But before we do, let's get weird together.
The following is a Goulash Media production. goulashmedia.net.
I'll make questionable decisions. I'll be in fight of my soul. Judge me for my sins. If I'm your
Nice little shorty intro there. Hey guys, welcome back to the show. It's gonna be a probably longer one than I intend to because that's how we roll here. But hey, it's fine. It's fine because when there's a million things in the world going on, just sometimes you gotta talk about all of them. And we only do this once. Kill the fucking music. We only do this once a week. So when it gathers up and it builds up in my notes, usually it gets down to like Tuesday, and I've got like 2 things, and then Tuesday afternoon I'm like, let's see what else is going on. I'm like, oh, here's one, maybe 2 more. And then Wednesday morning, like a flood of just like sausage
literally
fest.
waking up with, news already happening.
Right.
Constantly.
Is in the studio. Travis, how's it going, man?
It's going good, man.
Introduce yourself. Tell people about you.
Hello, I am
and
Travis.
And your gingerness.
Yes. You always say it. No, I'm Travis. I do production audio stuff. If you want to hit me up and know anything about me or what my services entail, go to charmediagroup.com, or you can hit me up facebook.com /
Facebook
Char Media Group QC.
Yes, and as you and I talked about this, not on the air or anything, but we talked about October being Halloween month, and going back to what we did as a tradition before you joined the show when Craig and I did the news.
Yeah.
And dressing up for Halloween.
Yeah, we did talk about that.
Dressing up for Halloween every week. And I guess we both decided to dress as like gay lumberjacks or something. So actually, I wore this because I'm dressed as an idiot.
A NASA. Yes,
as somebody who
you think
believes that
NASA.
This is real. I'm dressed as somebody who's gullible, as I should be. But Yes, welcome
Is that
to the
why
show.
you asked me to borrow my clothes? Anyway.
Just the undergarments. But welcome to the show. We need to start first and foremost, as always, by thanking our lovely sponsors. And you guys in the Downers Club are the main ones. People like Lauren Carter, Representation Zero, Roth, Birdian, Shannon, Level Zero, Vanzot Media, Stephen Hartman. Stephen Hartman is a $50 level guy who basically pays for ad space and doesn't use it, so I'm going to talk about him more. Aaron Stute, Howie Snowden, Nathan Sipes, David White, Lucas Riley, Mary Rome, Liberty Hippie, William Miles, all those people and more. If you want your name on that list, and if you want the possibility of maybe sometimes getting it read, have an interesting name, and join the Downers Club at patreon.com/The System Is Down, where you'll get more weird, more raw, more offensive, more weekly content, bonus episodes of the show every single week for as little as $5. That is the cost of, I used to say a cup of coffee, but now I'm going to say one super chat. One super chat, which we're not allowed to do because YouTube hates us. One super chat a month, and you get hours and hours of bonus content. So if you like what you hear and you want to hear more, go on over to patreon.com/The System Is Down and join today. Okay, we are also sponsored by things like our store, which has lovely shirts like Unity Camp, Summer of Love, Healing and Cleansing, by any means necessary. Biden and Harris's Unity Camp, coming this summer to a camp near you. You can get that shirt. You can also get things like I Heart New York. You can get Dare to Resist Drugs and Violence. And you can get the latest, I opposed climate crisis mandates before it was hot. So check those out at thesystemisdown.tv in the merch store. We are also sponsored today by Kratom. Kratom. I hear it's worse for you than heroin, but who the hell knows? Was it heroin that they...
Heroin, it was compared to heroin.
Cool. So if you want legal heroin, go to freeounceofkratom.com and get it. It's not heroin.
I hope
to my knowledge, it's nothing like heroin. And if this is what heroin is, then I don't understand what the big deal was about all this time. But Travis's friend apparently was under the impression that kratom is worse than heroin.
Well, a lot of people that are coming off heroin should do kratom because it's the same
Sure.
NSA, I guess.
You mean it helps you fight cravings and addictions?
I mean,
It's known for doing that, yeah.
Yeah, he put it. I didn't really research it or whatever. He did give me some things to look up, but I didn't do anything.
Sounds about right.
I do it.
Sounds about right. If you would like to get your kratom and find out for yourself, go to freeounceofkratom.com. Enter the promo code TSID for 5% off all your products. Things like colloidal silver, Delta 8 THC. So not just heroin, but also weed delivered directly to your door at freeounceofkratom or mybravebotanicals.com. Promo code TSID. I do not condone any illegal drugs. Wink, wink. All right. We are also sponsored by Jack Casey's The Royal Green. Check out Jack Casey at theroyalgreen.com because he's a cool dude. And if you're listening to the audio version, you've already heard this ad once. So whatever. You know what it is. There's a much better description there. Theroyalgreen.com. It's a book about sci-fi, future-y, Twilight meets Romeo and Juliet meets The Matrix meets, I'm going to say, what's that movie? Mad Max, Fury Road. Sure. Why the hell not? Check it out and find out for yourself at theroyalgreen.com. Do your own research. You can also get his other books like In Silver Throned and Crowned by Gold. That one there. There you go. Check out the trilogy. Ask if it's good, ask him to make it a quadrilogy. I don't know what you call that. But theroyalgreen.com. Check it out. Anyway, I am joined today by Travis Arms. Travis,
hello.
Anything that's sparked your attention over the last week?
I mean, many things. We got, Facebook shutting down Instagram, that whole thing, ordeal. That was a couple days ago.
Now, when I ask you this, don't just read off the list of articles that I said we're going to talk about today, because that's not helpful.
No, that was a big thing with me working in IT and doing Geek Squad stuff. That's crazy. That people.
Did you get a bunch of old ladies calling you saying, I can't get on my Facebooks. My Instagrams is down.
Close enough. I mean, that's pretty much how it goes. Other than that, I woke up today with apparently a shooting's going on in Arlington. So that's
sweet. You woke up shooting people in Arlington?
I did.
Wow.
It was
found him, guys. Yeah, I don't have an article pulled up. It is tragic. Of course it is. Doesn't mean we won't make jokes about it. But there is a shooting that happened today in Arlington or something like that. School shooting. Yet another one. I'm not going to comment on it. As a conspiracy guy, you know that I am skeptical when things first come out, but I also don't talk about them that much because these things do happen in real life, and I'm not going to weigh in heavily until more information comes out. I will assume that it is what is reported until I see evidence of otherwise, but yeah, thoughts and prayers to the families and all that shit that doesn't really do anything. Stop forcing kids into... It was like an 18-year-old boy, right? Who shot up the school?
Sounds about right.
Pretty sure. So we'll talk some more about mental health later on today, too. But there seems to be an awful lot of depression going on. I wonder whose fault that could be. I bet it's guns. Let's blame guns. Anyway, moving right along. There was that ad at the beginning of this episode that I played. Travis, have you seen that ad that I just played at the beginning of this episode?
No, I have seen it. Yes, it's great.
Thank you.
Very draws you in.
Yeah.
I like it. It's good.
Yeah, it's good. I made that one, and I'm just gonna put this out there right now. We're gonna watch like the Libertarian Party. There was like, it's not really a back and forth. It's not really tension or anything. I offered them my services. They didn't take it. That's fine. They can do what they want. But a lot of people, not me, a lot of other people are giving them shit for having not hired me and Spike Cohen and Dave Smith and people like that. The people that I used in my video, there's some people giving them shit for that. They have every right to do what they want, and you have every right to give them shit if you so please. But I'm not here to give shit because if you put out some... Okay, we'll just watch this, and then I'll comment on it. I'm not going to give my full breakdown until Travis has any idea what we're talking about. But this came out this morning from the LP, and this is their video... where are you, Travis?
I'm here. Hi.
There you are. Okay. This came out this morning from the LP, and a little bit of backstory for those that don't know. They were trying to raise $100,000 for this video to fight the vaccine mandates. They only made, I've heard 30,000-ish, I've heard 50,000. Somewhere in between 30 and 50,000 is what they raised. I raised nothing, did it all myself, and you saw mine. Now we'll watch theirs, and you can decide for yourself, and we'll talk. And of course, it's not going to play it because Twitter never does. Yes, it's only a minute long. It's an ad for, like, ideally TV broadcasting.
Many challenges. This past year and a half, we've endured many challenges, hardships, and tragedies. Schools closed, businesses forced to shut down, millions without a paycheck. We've dealt with isolation, seclusion, and separation from our loved ones. Now, President Biden has declared war on the personal health decisions of 100 million Americans.
If you break the rules, be prepared to pay. Show some respect.
He's targeting teachers, nurses, the workers who got us through. We believe in you. You own yourself. Your medical decisions are yours alone, not the government's. Stand up against these mandates. Stand for healthcare freedom. Stand with us. Join the Libertarian Party. Visit us at lp.org.
The Libertarian National Committee Incorporated is responsible for the content of this advertising.
So there's that. CD McRae says, this sounds like Malice trying to read his ads. And Travis doesn't know who that is, but yes. Yeah, it kind of does. Travis, I'll get your thoughts, then I'll give mine.
Okay, yeah. I mean, it seems very generic.
It's fine.
Yeah, I'm gonna say what I feel like. So I think it's generic. It's good. It gets the point across, but it's really not. It's different. I don't know. It's definitely not.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, it's good.
It's fine. Yeah,
yeah.
I agree.
Okay,
that's fine. I don't care. It's good. It's fine. They can do what they want. And that's totally fine.
It's good.
Now I know that I do. I'm not gonna like knock on this video all that much, but this is like. I know for a fact that this is like 85% stock footage, and I don't say that disparagingly because I use stock footage myself, but this would have taken an afternoon tops for me to do. That's the only thing I'll say negatively on it. I mostly want to say positive things because I'm not here to like smear the Libertarian Party. I'm not against them. My point of making my video, I mean, it was kind of a perk to show like what I could do and got a lot of buzz, but you know, I made it to fight the fucking mandates.
Yeah.
And that's what they did too. And you can like it or you can hate it. And you can like or hate that you donated to it. Whether you like it or hate it, it doesn't matter. But this is what you get when you have a committee that makes a TV commercial. I mean, I'm really glad that the messaging is good. like the messaging it's not like hardcore in your face messaging, but compared to other stuff that you're going to see on TV about vaccine mandates, this is at least giving a solid, clear message on their stance on it. So I applaud them for it. And great, we are on the same team, and you can do your thing, and I will do my thing. And as always, if you need some help, you have my number. It's been given to you. I know for a fact it's been given to you many, many times. And if you would like a little bit of spice in your life, just give me a call. That's all I'm saying. But kudos on you for finally getting it out there 3 weeks later. And now we will move on to other things. But yeah, I just wanted to put that out there because I know a lot of people are pissed off and a lot of people are going back and forth. Just be happy that they put out something. Be happy that they put out anything with... Like, they didn't even include racism in there or anything. They didn't try to say, oh, it's because of, anti-wokeness and these lockdowns are because Tom Woods is a bigot or whatever the hell. Great. They stuck to the actual point and they put out something. So, good on you, and I approve this. It gets my endorsement. Also, I shared theirs. I retweeted it, just as they have not done to mine. Just saying. Anyway, moving on. In other fun news, we usually start out with happy news. That was the happy news. Just to let you know, that was the happy news. Now we're going elsewhere because we're going to talk about instead. French report 330,000 children victims of church sex abuse. This comes from abcnews.go.com. So it's legit. Travis, have you heard about child molestation in the Catholic Church?
Yes, it's pretty well
known. Is this
known.
News?
No, that's not news to me. I'm pretty aware of what's going on there.
The difference between, Yep. I kind of lost my train of thought because I was reading comments. So we have it proven now. For some reason it changed or something, but with all these Catholic things all over the place for 70 plus years, this has been going on. 330,000 children in France alone, and I believe it's 216 of them within the Catholic Church. So the 330,000 is the number of children that have had this happen to them in France.
I understand.
216,000 of those were in the Catholic Church.
Wow.
Yeah. So imagine if that was the COVID rate.
Well, damn.
I'm saying we've got a very systemic pandemic of a problem here in the French Catholic Church where it's a good, I don't know, do the math. What is that? 70, 80, 90%? I don't know.
88. Let's go with 88.
Sure, why not? But yes, as we've all known for a long time this happens. Not only that, but the Catholic Church is really good at forgetting that it happened every time.
Yeah.
Every time they act surprised.
It's like, oh no.
Oh, us? Not us again. Wow. Who would have saw that coming?
Father.
So yeah, this is just over the 70-year count, 330 or 216,000. Let's go with that number. That's like a really large city's worth of children that have been raped by the Catholic Church in one country.
Oh, man.
Imagine a city of 216,000 children, and you just unleash the priests. And there's there's not that many priests.
Oh, that's funny.
There's funny, 70?
God.
I read earlier how many priests there were. Whatever. Now, how does the Catholic Church usually respond to this stuff? Usually, they do the terrible punishment of relocating their priests to a different church.
They have to expand.
If you're knocking on my door, I can't answer you right now. Anyway, Kale? Anyway, so back to this. Let's see, Euronews.com. Pope Francis, his response to this was he expressed shame. Expressed shame.
Okay.
He's
on it.
He's shamed.
He's concerned.
So like I said, they typically relocate these individuals to other places where they can continue. I don't understand where the separation of church and state doesn't exactly cover this type of thing. Like, if you murder somebody and you happen to be a priest, do you get away with that too? Because this is worse, in my opinion. Let me see. So let's read a little bit of Pope Francis. There's unfortunately a considerable number, the Pope said on Wednesday, repeating the word shame several times. Shame. Shame.
It's the word of the day.
Shame. I would like to express to the victims my sadness and pain for the trauma they suffered. It is also my shame, our shame, my shame. You said that twice. For the incapacity of the church for too long to put them at the center of its concerns. So what he's saying is this keeps happening and we keep ignoring it, and I'm sad. I feel really bad about that. Like, if you have, let's say, you have an organization where 70 kids reported that happening to them. 70 kids. That's a lot. That's a lot of kids.
Yeah, I mean, 2 is a lot.
Now imagine, let's say 500 kids. That's an insane amount.
That's
how about 1,000? How about 216,000?
That's a lot. It's a lot too many.
I mean, I'm going to keep my jokes to myself on that one. We've done enough damage here. All I'm saying is there's a systemic issue. Like I'm not saying correlation equals causation. I'm not saying that Catholics caused this to happen, but 216,000 in one organization in one country, you might have a bit of a systemic issue there.
How do you get that many people coming forward saying that?
Well, it's over like 70 years. I don't understand. I don't know how this works, but they've done like digging into stuff for the last few years or something, going through all these reports and everything, digging things up and laid it all out there. So this is just like they're announcing all these things have happened in all this amount of time. It's not like there's a bunch of new ones necessarily. They're just saying, hey, look, and then the Pope has to respond to it, to my understanding. But
I see.
Yeah, well, what are you going to do? I mean,
well,
if it's the will of God, then who am I to judge? Anyway, speaking of creeps, let's go into one of our favorite segments. And one of our favorite segments here on The System is Down. It's called
The world today has 6.8 billion people. Now, if we do a really great job, we could lower that by perhaps 10 or 15%.
Gates Watch. That's right, it's Gates Watch, where we talk about one of the creepiest weirdos who is involved in a lot of creepy things. Like, he's really uncomfortable if you bring up Jeffrey Epstein around him, the guy who he did business with. He's, a big fan of spraying chemicals to block out the sun. He's a big fan of artificial boob milk. He's a big fan of buying up all the farmland and convincing us all that farms are dangerous. And now there's something that's been going around on Twitter as of the last couple days. Have you seen it, Travis?
Is it something about poop?
No.
No, okay.
What do you know about Bill Gates' poop?
I think the last thing I saw was he was making poop perfume. I'm not lying, I swear.
I can neither confirm nor deny, but this was going around. This is from everywhere, mostly Twitter. It was still up as of earlier today. Bill Gates said healthcare and vaccines could reduce unsustainable population growth in a 2010 TED Talk, fact checkers say. Does that sound familiar at all to you, Travis?
I mean,
have you ever heard Bill Gates ever say anything about decreasing population because of?
Yes.
The world today has 6.8 billion people. Now, if we do a really great job, we could lower that by perhaps 10 or 15%.
Gates Watch. So I'm really, really happy that you guys finally got around to noticing the thing I've been pointing out on almost a weekly basis. But Twitter finally got wind of it, and they're so concerned they have to debunk it, of course. So we're not going to spend much time on this. He did say it. We have talked about it, so it is what it is. But what you need to know is the thing that I wanted to point out. Gates said in a 2010 TED Talk, innovating to zero, that improving public health using vaccinations can reduce unsustainable population growth and with it lower carbon emissions. So that's his thing. He wants there to be less people. He wants there to be less growth of people, at least. That's the way they're spinning this. They're saying he wasn't saying he wants there to be less. He's saying he wants to slow the growth so that we don't get overpopulated.
Right.
Okay.
Cool.
And if we do, what's your solution to that? Because you're saying that we are overpopulated. But, yeah, it goes on to say Gates was referring to the reduction of population growth, not the reduction of the population by 10 or 15%. And this one I enjoyed a lot. This is from the Associated Press. The billionaire philanthropist has spoken about the benefits of slowing the rate of population growth. But, here's the caveat, but he has not advocated killing people. Now, if you have to have somebody come out and let everyone know that you're not advocating for killing people, isn't that a little bit suspect?
A little bit.
If you have to have the Associated Press writing articles saying, guys, don't worry, it kind of might have sounded like Bill Gates wants to kill everyone, but we just want to let you know that's not his end game here. Travis, you got any thoughts on Bill Gates' plan to definitely not conquer the world and definitely not decrease the population on the world?
I'm concerned. I'm not really concerned, but why is he the one that's in charge of that or cares about population? Is that something I'm missing?
I couldn't tell you. Okay. I mean, he's like a philanthropist. He likes to go around and solve all the world's problems with vaccines and pretend like he has a medical degree, which he does not.
I see.
And like we talked about a little bit last week, he had a rough time. Like everybody saw him as this greedy capitalist asshole back in his early days, and then he changed his image by donating money to small third world countries and stuff, and donating vaccines to India that decreased their population.
Yeah. He did something.
So he's known for a few things outside of. He also, to my understanding, he purchased Windows. He's not even an inventor. But let's see. Oh, I did want to share this nice little screen share from Toronto 9 News, so you know it's legit. Australian police give anti-vaxxers the beatdown they deserve.
What? Well,
I'm not going to watch it, actually, because it doesn't deserve my time. But I'm pretty sure that's a video that we've seen before. Just that headline alone. And now, in fairness, Toronto 9 News is not a news outlet. Don't be deceived. If you go to it, it's just some dude. In fairness, I also am just some dude. But Toronto 9 News is just some retarded dude. That's the difference. You can find out that really quickly if you scroll through some of his posts and his really hot takes, such as, Australian police give anti-vaxxers the beatdown they deserve. Okay, so there's that. Moving right along, we're going to talk about some terrible things that are going on in the world, some racism. Have you heard about the latest racism, Travis? Because it's running rampant in our cities.
I don't think so, actually.
No? Okay.
Inform me.
I won't inform you. This lady will. Metro Atlanta neighborhood shaken up after receiving threatening racial letters. Let's find out some more about this.
Right now, one Metro Atlanta neighborhood is unsettled after receiving threatening racial letters. It's happening in Douglasville, where we find CBS 46's Trayson Bragg live with those disturbing details. Trayson?
That's right, Gavir. Very disturbing. And in order to protect these families, I won't say the name of this subdivision. I will tell you, though, that one of the fathers I spoke to today tells me that investigators are hoping to find forensic evidence on the letter he received.
I received one 2 days ago, and I was alarmed with what I read.
People who live in this quiet and peaceful Douglasville neighborhood tell me lately they've become the targets of a local racist hoping to spread fear. The residents asked me to hide their identities out of an abundance of caution. They tell me since December, at least 7 African-American families who live on this street have received individualized handwritten notes in their mailboxes from a man claiming to be a member.
You got comments there, Travis? You got something to say?
No, I'm just listening.
What are you laughing about?
I don't know.
What are your thoughts so far?
Well, I feel like there's an old man in this neighborhood just going around to all the the black people's residents and then putting letters in there saying, terrible things.
That's the claim, yeah.
It's just, to me, it's why? I mean,
that is pretty funny.
Spewing frightening and racist terroristic threats.
I mean, it wouldn't be funny if I was there. It's not funny. Like, it's not ha-ha funny. It's it's kind of funny a little bit, just that somebody would be that stupid to.
Father who lives.
I mean, what would you even think that's gonna do? Like, hey, I hate you, N-word, Jim, or whatever.
Right. There has to be an older guy because no one else would do
We're
that.
going to find out.
This community tells me he turned his family's letter into the Douglasville Police Department because, as he says, in these politically charged times, you have to consider every threat credible.
The letter is using the N-word, talking about the KKK, hanging people, killing kids.
You still feel like this is a funny joke, Travis?
No, but...
Well, it's kind of okay, actually, because our next article comes from the Western Journal. Hate hoax. Black woman charged with making terroristic threats after allegedly pretending to be white male KKK member. Here we are again with somebody pretending to be a victim and blaming it on white people again.
Why?
I don't know. What do you have to gain from doing this? Why? What did I do to you? Like, I mean, she's not attacking me, but like, this is racism. Just imagine the reverse of this. If a white dude was going around pretending to be a black man and putting letters in all the white folks' neighborhood saying like racial slurs against them, this would be much bigger news. And to my understanding, I could be wrong on this, but I've seen a lot about the first article. I haven't seen a whole lot about the follow-up here.
Right.
Which is interesting. But, yeah.
So is that proven that it was actually...
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, well, she was arrested, at least. I guess it's still alleged. But 30-year-old black woman named Teresha Lucas, who identified as a 6-foot white man with a red beard and as a member of the Ku Klux Klan. She identified as... Does that mean that she's living her life as a 6-foot white man with a red beard, but actually she's a 5-foot black woman?
This story's all messed up.
Allegedly without a beard at all. It's very odd, and this is why it's hard to take people seriously when they throw out accusations of racism and misogyny and all that, because when victimhood becomes currency, there will be counterfeits. There will be people faking it so that they can, I don't know, get their 15 seconds of fame or whatever. People like Jussie Smollett. But yeah, this is trash, and we're not going to spend any more time on it. But do you have any more thoughts on that before we move on, Travis?
No, I got none, man.
Yep.
It's empty.
You're like, I feel like I shouldn't. Yeah, it's odd to say the least. Tim Brown says, "How tall are you, Travis?"
6 foot.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Yeah.
Huh. Do you identify?
That's why I was laughing.
Do you identify as a black woman?
Sometimes. Some days. Actually.
Shannon Lee says, #believe all women. I don't believe you, Shannon. Moving on. And actually, Tim, I think, is the one who submitted this next one because it is our everybody's favorite, if I can find the intro. Everybody's favorite segment. It's called...
This program was made possible by viewers like you.
Get what you f***ing deserve!
All your days are belong to us.
No one can stop us from enjoying this, so enjoy it! Stop crying!
Yes, it is your favorite show, or segment, whatever you want to call it. It is the Freak of the Week, where you guys submit your own articles, the most ridiculous things you can find, and I just pick one that sounds most interesting, and we have a good laugh at it. And I believe Tim Brown was the one who submitted this. He submitted this from Breitbart.com, so you know it's legit. Guardian, a men's article decrying phallic necktie as symbol of white male power. Yes, even the necktie, the humble necktie, it's penis-shaped, and it is white male power.
Wow. Why?
Just 'cause. Just because, why not? The Guardian has amended... Okay, they're going to read it like 5 times, I'm sure. Assertion that it is based on the codpiece. The codpiece goes over your penis. That would make more sense, but even black dudes have penises, I'm pretty sure. The article by Professor Claire Robinson, Pro Vice Chancellor of the College of Creative Arts at Massey University. I'm glad I don't have that title in life. What do you do for a living? Oh, I'm the Pro-Vice Chancellor of the College of Creative Arts at Massey University. Focuses on her anger that the New England Parliament is opting to retain rules making ties mandatory for male members. First off, anybody in your life, any employer, anybody who insists that you wear a necktie, quit, leave, goodbye, who cares? They're not real humans. Anybody who insists that you wear this stupid thing that means absolutely nothing, adds absolutely nothing to your life, makes it more likely that you will be strangled in your lifetime, quit. Because it's 2021, guys. The world is burning around us. We don't have time to straighten our neckties. Who gives a shit?
Right.
That's my advice. But a dress standard designed to promulgate Victorian white male power, but raised eyebrows by claiming that for those unfamiliar with the necktie, if you've never heard of these things, the necktie is derived from the codpiece, a fabric flap or pouch designed 500 years ago to emphasize a European nobleman's importance through his large phallic size.
What?
Where you got that, I don't know, but I'm not sure if I care to see the evidence. Today, the necktie retains its connection with the codpiece through its arrow-shaped design and length that directs the eye of an onlooker downwards at a man's groin.
Is that really what it does?
It has never convinced me to look at a man closer in that region.
I don't know.
Never. It's never directed my eye there. In fact, if you want to talk about like design, like it comes out like this, really big, right? It tapers down there, and it tapers down here, much shorter.
Yeah.
If it's tapering down, the vast majority of it is tapering down to the face.
Yeah.
So, like from a design aspect, if you put a bunch of these on a piece of paper, your eye would be directed wherever the largest amount is pointing towards, not this tiny little end. Yeah. Also, it's fucking necktie, you idiots. This article was amended on 10th of February 2021 to clarify the writer's position that the necktie echoes the shape of the... Who cares? So that they retracted it, but there's a guy who's getting in trouble for not wearing a necktie, and now he's calling it racism, and I'm sure that this man is a very, very nice, upstanding, noble citizen, and this is his face. You can look at it there. That's the guy. I think you have more important things to worry about than a necktie there, bud.
He looks like your
face.
Doesn't he look like the...
I'm talking about your face.
Joe Dirt. That sells the... I don't remember. It looks like the actor with a bunch of tattoos on his face.
Yeah, he's a Maori politician who claims a necktie symbolizes a colonial noose. He was ejected from the New Zealand? Yeah, New Zealand Parliament when he defied custom. Now, so cool. I do have less of an issue with his face tattoos than I do Parliament insisting that he wears a necktie. But at the same time, if you're gonna get into the job, whatever. It's a necktie, you idiot. Like pretending like it's I don't know. This is just dumb. Don't do the job, I guess. I don't know what to tell you. This is nothing news. But thank you, Tim, for submitting it. And back to real news. Travis, any more thoughts on the colonial codpiece necktie?
Nope. I've learned some things about the tie that I didn't know about.
About it being
I'm literally every time I see
racist
someone
sexist?
wearing a tie, I'm going to be looking down at them all the time now. I didn't know that was a thing.
Absolutely, I will. And what does that have to do with white supremacy?
I don't know.
Black dudes have dicks too, guys.
They do.
Pretty sure, last I checked. Anyway, speaking of things that definitely aren't hoaxes and made up nonsense, this next one is a video. Yes, we're getting to video, so you don't have to listen to me read. But let's see here. Okay, this is the what are you showing me? Bill Gates tests poop perfume as he sniffs out another solution to the world sanitization problems.
Told you I wasn't lying.
That is just a great picture.
It is.
I wish we could share it, but we're not going to.
Yeah, maybe next week.
Anyway, police in Austin are searching for the flag-wearing man who threw a molotov cocktail into the Democratic headquarters. Did you hear about the flag-wearing man, Travis?
No, I have not.
Right off the bat there. Look at this man. I'm not saying it's a hoax, but would you assume that this is probably going to be a hoax? That guy threw a Molotov cocktail into the Democratic headquarters.
Oh, yeah. That would be definitely a hoax. No. I mean, it's...
You don't know what to think, do you?
I really don't. It could be a real thing, but who...
Okay, let's watch it.
Austin police are searching for this man, they say, threw a Molotov cocktail into the headquarters of the Travis County Democratic Party. Now, it didn't explode. It did start a small fire on a stack of papers, and employees of a neighboring business were then able to put the fire out using a fire extinguisher.
Damn.
Travis County Democratic Party chairwoman Katie Naranjo says he left a note with a politically motivated threat. Investigators are not releasing details about what...
So this guy dressed like that right. Fat discount cop superhero. He looks like what you, if you told me that there was a guy who was pretending to be a Trump supporter vigilante and going out as a superhero on like Kick-Ass or something.
Yeah, that could.
it looked like this. It looked like this guy. If this is true, this guy dressed up like that and went to the Democratic headquarters and threw a Molotov cocktail in. It didn't even work. Didn't go off. It lit a couple papers on fire. But the strangest part to me is he left a note.
No.
She said he left a politically charged note. The cops aren't releasing what the note said, but he left a note. What do you think he was trying to do when he threw the Molotov cocktail into the building?
Burn it?
Burn the building down.
No, stupid. I don't get it.
And he left a note.
And they got
there was nobody there either.
They got the note. I don't know how did it work?
It's kind of like the passports on 9/11. It's just magical. But yeah, this guy is either the dumbest criminal I've ever heard of, or this is fake. Something smells fishy to me. He left a paper note on a building he was trying to burn down.
Wow.
Now, what's next here? Oh yeah, remember the we're not going to watch anything on this, but you remember this? The fiery yet mostly peaceful protests of Black Lives Matter almost exactly a year ago today.
I don't know.
You didn't see this?
I don't think so.
Okay, they're basically just reporting on all the rioting and everything that was going on in I think this one was Portland, maybe? Doesn't really matter. But the coverage, I'm pointing out the coverage of CNN, fiery but mostly peaceful. That's the type of coverage that they got when they were burning things down. This guy this fat retard throws one Molotov cocktail, and it just seems to me like a setup for more of this. All Trump supporters are terrorists and blah 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 blah. You need to be scared.
Sorry, but mostly peaceful.
Yes,
that's funny.
That's why it doesn't matter about the video. Just that was a real headline on CNN News. While there is a fire burning behind you.
Oh my god.
And you have a gas mask around your neck. But just pretend. Let's just pretend like this is fine.
It's
so
2:05 a.m. in the morning too. What?
Yep, it's going great. But more recently there was some more the right wingers have done similar things to this. They've attacked a testing facility. Did you hear about them attacking a testing facility? These evil right-wing racist Trump supporters. Watch this carnage that breaks out. Now, the headline, anti-vaccine mandate protesters attack COVID testing unit in New York City. And this comes from, who is this? Ripley. So you know it's legit. This is the attack. The latest insurrection. Watch as this unfolds. There goes the tent that wasn't staked down. Oh, move that kid gently to the side. People holding signs, waving flags. Trump's vaccine, medical apartheid. We the people call the shots. This looks dangerous to me. Like, these guys look vicious.
They have guns.
This is an attack on our democracy, and I will not stand for it. And we got to keep going. Like, I don't want to play this whole thing, but we got to show the whole thing, because I'm sure they'll show the attack footage any minute now.
I don't want to take it because
no, they're just going to talk about people and vaccines. Okay, so that's what's being called an attack. But fiery yet mostly peaceful protests. And if you called them riots at the time, You were told, no, these are just peaceful protests. You're not allowed to say that.
Right. Wow.
I don't know what else to say.
Maybe they do this to make the right look stupid and makes the other people, they think like, oh my God, that's the reason why they don't get vaccinated, because they just...
The best thing they got was tipping over a tent. And it's not even a tent. Doesn't have walls. It's just 4 stakes and a top. And they went,
They threw a chair too. I saw that.
And there was a child standing right there, and she had to like gently drag her child away so he didn't get like poked in the eye by a stray piece of paper. I don't know what the danger is here, but this is an attack. That is a fiery yet mostly peaceful protest. I think if you're a Trump supporter, you're still wrong, but you have the right to protest, and Black Lives Matter has the right to protest, but they do not have the right to fiery yet mostly peaceful protests. Anyway, you got any thoughts on that, Travis? We're moving fast today. I'm in a good mood, and I've got a lot to do.
That's good. I like it.
So we'll keep going with, did you hear about the latest trend that's going around on the internet and in real life? It's called fuck Joe Biden.
Yeah, some places, like sports places, are yelling it. I don't know why I didn't look into it.
Some of them.
Some.
1, 2, maybe all of them. I'm not sure yet. But we're going to watch a couple fun things here. Nope, that's not the right button. Okay, here we go. So, from the New York Post, it's legit. F. Joe Biden chants break out at college football games. And we're going to watch a little bit of this. This is Fox News' coverage, shared by the New York Post. So it's a leftist sharing a right wing, and who the hell knows what to believe, but we'll find out together. Or we won't. Or we'll refresh. Sad. Fake news. Okay. This is going great. We'll come down and watch some of these while we wait for that. Oh, God. That one was from, where was that one?
TikTok?
Well, yes, but that was New York State, or not New York State, North Carolina State.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. This next one here comes from who is this? You see, here to stay. I don't know. These are. This is from Alabama game.
Fuck Joe Biden.
Ah, dude, come on. Tell me you're a white dude without rhythm without telling me you're a white dude without rhythm. Joe Biden.
Wait, who is this?
1st and 10, Alabama at the 35.
That one's Alabama.
Why? So it's only college?
I mean, that's what's happening right now as far as sports. So that's what's going to be going on. I don't know if it's happening at like any NFL games or anything, but this might be the same one. I'm just got a bunch of these.
Fuck Joe Biden. Fuck Joe Biden. Fuck Joe Biden.
I wonder how many times I can have that said on my show before I get banned. This is Tennessee. This comes from Old Row Sports, Tennessee. Checking in. Hashtag FJB.
Fuck Joe Biden. Fuck Joe Biden.
Someone should take all these videos and put them together.
What?
Someone should put all these videos together and put them together and have it all say it one big
I'm sure somebody has by now. I mean, they're all in this post, so whatever. This is Virginia Tech. They join in.
Joe Biden.
So did he do something to these college students? Like, did he raise money or something, or what's going on?
It's probably just because he's like really bad, and he's not giving them the free college that they thought they were getting, and he's not giving them free healthcare. Instead, he's forcing them to not be able to work to make a living and pay off their college debts and student loans. Maybe that. Maybe something in there. Maybe it's the fact that inflation is causing the price of everything to skyrocket. I don't know. Take your pick. Maybe it's Afghanistan, which I'm sure none of these college students care about Afghanistan. But it's probably the other. This is Death Valley, so another place. And this next one comes to us from, who is this? I don't know, some game. Oh no, just some party.
Fuck Joe Biden. Fuck
It's catchy.
Joe Biden. Fuck Joe Biden.
Huh. I mean, it's not the most creative lyrics I've ever heard, but it is kind of catchy. It's better than like, what's his name? Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Oh God.
It's better than his lyrics.
Joe Biden. Fuck Joe Biden.
So this trend is, it's like a hashtag that's trending, but in real life, which is kind of neat to see. They just, they don't really end. They just keep going, and let me see if this says it's kind of the same thing.
Has he commented on it?
Oh, this one. Okay, no, of course he hasn't commented on it.
Damn.
Probably doesn't even know what's happening. I saw there was a meme going around that was like, it was like Joe Biden and Obama, and Joe Biden's like, dude, all these people want to have sex with me. And Obama's like, that's not what fuck Joe Biden means, Joe.
That's pretty funny.
Yes, football games. I have a bunch of these pulled up, and we'll watch a few more. It's just so cathartic. It's so relaxing to hear.
Fuck Joe Biden.
Now, the worst result of all this is going to be when Joe Biden is removed and either Kamala Harris, like that would be terrible if Kamala Harris took his place. You know what else I think would be terrible if they took his place? Donald Trump. I don't care. Like, Donald Trump's better. He's not nearly as bad, but how about we try one of the other billions of people that are around? Right. I'm sure one of them would take you up on your offer for the worst job in the world.
Joe Biden. Fuck Joe Biden.
There's that one.
Fuck Joe Biden.
This is like disrupting news, even. Like sportscasters.
Fuck Joe Biden.
Like 20 feet away from the sportscasters broadcast.
Like, how did they get all these places to do this? That's what I'm really more...
It's not a matter of convincing people. They're just opening their mouth, and lately that's the first thing that comes out of it, because,
Great.
you know,
that's like
they're making a good point, you know? They're making a lot of sense to me.
I've just never seen someone cut on a trend like that actually is something that means something.
From loudwire.com, so you know it's legit, Stain's Aaron Lewis leads Fuck Joe Biden chant in president's birthplace of Scranton, Pennsylvania. So Stained played in Joe Biden's hometown.
Joe Biden coming from Scranton, Pennsylvania. Joe Biden coming from Scranton, Pennsylvania.
Guess what they say next?
Come on, coordinate that shit.
Guess what they're going to say?
Fuck Joe Biden.
I knew it.
Fuck Joe Biden.
He's the only one with a little bit of rhythm and tone also. I've never been a huge Stained fan. I'm starting to come around, though. And I think there's another... Yeah, there's that there. And then there's another angle. Another... was a very manly squeak. There's another angle here that gives a better perspective of the amount of people that were at this concert chanting this. Now, watch this, and imagine if this was a Biden rally. It's more people than I've ever seen at a Biden rally, or a Trump rally, for that matter. Now, the real question is, what are their thoughts on the current presidential administration?
Probably not highly.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was just curious. I wasn't sure. It's kind of a mystery. Like, Biden's approval rating, it goes up, it goes down, it mostly goes down, but sometimes it's nice to have a little bit of a friendly reminder that gives you a little bit of hope for humanity, because you know what they're talking about. You know it's about the mandates and the vaccines and the masking and the Faucis and all that shit in the world. But there's that. That's trending. Oh, wait. We've got one more. We've got one more here. Travis, do you know who Brandon is?
No, I don't.
Okay.
I don't.
Well, you're going to find out who Brandon is right now. I know there's some people in the chats who know exactly who Brandon is. This is Brandon, I assume. And this guy is a NASCAR driver, which means he turns left for a living really fast. And this is his interview after winning a race in NASCAR. So this is national, I suppose. Like, this would be the NASCAR, the driving left equivalent of the NFL. And here's what happened.
Thank you to all of our partners Oh my God, it's just such an unbelievable moment.
Brandon, you also told me, as you can hear the chants from the crowd, let's go, Brandon. Brandon, you told me you were going to kind of hang back those first 2 stages and just watch and learn. What did you learn that helped you there in those closing laps?
Oh my God, it was learning how each line didn't stay to one, and everything shifted top to bottom so much that it was kind of like, okay, let's just stay patient where we're at and hope for the best. And
ignore the crowds of people screaming, let's go, Brandon, behind you. Yes, they're cheering their support for you, Brandon. Good job, Brandon. Way to turn left faster than the other people turning left.
Oh my God, that's funny.
Travis, any thoughts on Brandon?
Brandon, this guy's gonna get famous.
This poor guy. Yeah, nobody had any idea who this guy was outside of like his hardcore fan base in NASCAR. Now everybody knows. Nobody knows his last name, mind you, but they do know. Let's go, Brandon.
Let's go, Brandon.
Now,
good thinking. Whoever thought of that right there on the spot.
Yeah, I wonder if it was she had an earpiece, or if she like. Kudos to her if she on the spot's like, let's go, Brandon. Yep, let's say that. Or maybe it was an honest mistake. Maybe she's that dumb that she heard them saying that, and
Brandon
what she heard
win?
was, let's go, Brandon.
Someone messaged, did Brandon even win?
We all won, let's be honest. But speaking of things that are accidentally hilarious, this next one came out right after our episode last week, and it's do you know who I'm afraid to ask? Do you know who Ron DeSantis is, Travis?
No.
Of course you don't. Ron DeSantis is the Florida governor. He's gotten in a bunch of trouble for basically keeping the state open and not locking down or reversing all the mask mandates and everything. And he's put in executive orders that say you'll never have to wear a mask and blah 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 blah. Like he's like against all this this COVID tyranny bullshit. Okay. Basically. And he gets a bunch of crap for it. There was an attack ad put out about him last week called the Florever Purge. And we're going to watch this together. And keep in mind, when I started watching this, I was sure for at least 50%. See if you can pinpoint the moment where I realized this isn't actually a joke. Okay. All right. So this is the Florever Purge. Remove Ron from Remove Ron. And it seems like they're jacking my style a little bit, but just like the LP, it's not the style, it's how you use it.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, come on, YouTube.
On behalf of your cabin crew, we'd like to inform you that we have officially entered Florida airspace. Now that we're making our final descent, please watch this short message from Governor Ron DeSantis on COVID-19. Thereafter, everyone on board will be required to comply with the state's Florever Purge.
We are not doing any vaccine passports in the state of Florida. We trust people to make their own decisions in this state. We are not.
At this point, I was still damn convinced this is a joke.
Right.
This is clearly an SNL sketch making fun of this. The bad guy is the one saying,
not going to be
go
bludgeoning people with restrictions.
He's saying we're not going to be bludgeoning people with restrictions. That's what the bad guy in this movie that they're making is saying. We are not going to be bludgeoning people with restrictions.
We're not going to do
not.
Mandates and lockdowns or any of that stuff.
As Governor DeSantis stated,
state with no rules. I mean, it is Florida. They do like wrestle alligators and shit. So it is a little lax on the rules, but as a libertarian, I support it.
You're within state lines. You do not have to wear a mask. You do not have to get a vaccine.
The bad thing is, the evil thing is, you don't have to get a vaccine. They're trying to say, this guy is evil. He is literally evil because you don't have to get a vaccine.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
No, it's not. It's demented. It's delusional. It's retarded. It's insane. It's whatever. But there's more.
It is against the law for private businesses or schools to mandate masks or vaccines. And you have the absolute right to infect whoever you want.
You have the absolute right to infect whoever you want. Like, people aren't walking around, like, coughing into each other's faces, attacking people. Nobody has done that. Well, maybe somebody. There's some stupid people.
I'm sure this is.
And I bet if somebody has done it, they're probably in Florida. Let's be honest. But this is hilarious.
And wherever with COVID-19. Thank you for traveling with us. And please, enjoy your Florever Purge.
COVID-19 is surging again.
This is the time to double down.
The governor is doubling down. He says, dude.
Terrifyingly evil. They're calling this guy evil for not forcing you to get a vaccine.
So someone else made this video against him.
Yes.
I see now.
Somebody that a PAC, like a political action committee.
And that's the way. That's the direction they went. That's crazy.
Yes, he is terrifyingly evil for not forcing you to do things.
Wow.
He is the tyrant for not forcing.
Let's go to Florida.
Yes.
Let's go to Florida.
Yeah, New Hampshire's better, but Florida. Florida has shitty, warm, humid weather, and New Hampshire has shitty, cold weather. But there's more. Keep going.
Shouldn't be forced to wear masks.
If you are trying to lock...
Your worst fears are coming true after they just said you shouldn't be forced to wear masks. They're saying that you should be forced to wear masks, and it's terrifyingly evil if they don't force you to wear masks. While they're showing kids in masks in school that are ages like 5 and 6, that are the least likely to experience anything, any symptom, anything. This guy is a goddamn monster for not forcing them to take unnecessary precautions.
Stand in your way.
Florida just requested
a dark dystopian story.
What the fuck? Damn.
Now, how many people have been comparing this to what we're experiencing to 1984? This creepy, dark, dystopian, futuristic story where the government takes over everything and forces you to get injections, forces you to wear masks, forces your businesses to shut down, forces you to live off the government. We've been calling that a dystopian future because it is one, and they're calling somebody who's doing just a little bit, not even that much. Just letting people live their lives, that's his crime, and that is dark and dystopian. The fact that he lets you live your life. Now, I want to know where these people are. I mean, they must be from Florida, but can they look around? Do they look out their window locally and see this dark dystopian future nightmare hellscape of people dying in the streets because they weren't forced to get vaccines?
100 new ventilators.
Hospitals are filling up here.
There is evidence that children are making up much higher cases that are emerging.
The numbers continue to rise across Florida.
Heart-stopping. Killer ending. Good puns. That's a great way to get your point across.
This fall, don't breathe in.
This is insane.
Yes.
The Florever Purge.
This is insane. You are correct. That is the most accidentally hilarious thing I have seen possibly in my entire lifetime.
Where'd you find this at?
It was everywhere. Like,
damn,
I think it was last Thursday, right after we recorded. So,
damn, I didn't see.
So that's going around, which leads me to believe that there's zero hope for some humans, and some people, are they just devoid of souls and brains? Like, do they not? I just want to hear the explanation to how you are so scared in your state where you're alive. You're alive right now.
Right.
You're alive
Living your
enough to
life.
make this video, which I feel like did kind of rip off my style, but that's fine. I wasn't the first person to do it. It's definitely... Now, dare I ask, Travis, which video do you think was better, the Florever Purge or the Libertarian Party's vaccine?
To be honest, man, this looks like a movie I want to watch.
It's a pretty legit video, I'll be honest.
That'd be
It's
intrigued.
a pretty legitly, intensely bad video. But look at this, what's it called? Ratioing. They've got 526 likes, 5.5 thousand dislikes. So people aren't buying this, and I thank you. I thank you wholeheartedly for making this video, because if anything, it just guarantees that more people are going to wake up. Like, more people. If I was like on the fence and I watched this, I'd be like, "Oh, these people have lost their fucking minds." I thought we were like in a pandemic, but these people love this. They love it. They love scaring people so much that they'll make trailers to scare people into capitulating to government vaccines. Anyway, there's that. And you got any other thoughts on the Florever Purge, Travis?
No, that's insane. I think like I said, I didn't honestly watching it to the end. I still think it's like a made up video. It's not real.
If I was on Ron DeSantis's campaign, I mean, this could be 4D chess right here. They could be playing the long con here, and Ron DeSantis actually put this out to make his opponents seem even crazier. He's like, what if I put out an attack ad on me? But it's so insanely stupid that nobody would ever, like, it would never make anybody like me less. It would only make them like me more. That would be brilliant, and I would applaud him for that. But I did reach out to Ron DeSantis's people, and I said, hey, if you guys want a video, just saying. I'm not in Florida. I don't support everything the guy does. I don't support a lot that the guy does. But on this one topic, and with it being presented in this way, I would make a video for a, Republican governor who is fighting against the COVID tyranny. Because just like with the LP, I don't care if I agree with you on everything. If you want to utilize me to spread a message that I agree with, I will ally with you, and we can do that together. So anybody who wants to, hit me up, and we can try to make something just every bit as good as the Florever Purge. But we got to talk about some social media stuff, Travis. Did you hear? Did you see on Facebook the other day the nothing?
Yeah, it was gone. I couldn't get to it. People were freaking out. Couldn't log in. I actually had a session that night, and the guy couldn't log into his messenger to get his lyrics. We had to cut the session short.
Yeah. What do you think it is?
It could be a lot of things. It could be Zuckerberg going in and, doing his mischief stuff.
Banning people, censoring. I did see something. He put out one statement early on that was like, please respect our privacy on this. And I was like, oh, the painful irony of Mark Zuckerberg asking me to respect his privacy while he buys my privacy and sells it to the highest bidder.
Yep. Another thing too, I watched,
and probably gets hacked, and all my privacy is given to whoever that was that hacked it. But go on.
In 60 Minutes, I watched the Facebook.
Oh yeah, we're gonna watch a bit of that here.
Yeah, I didn't want to bring that up quite yet, but yeah, I mean that was the back of my mind too. But when I actually saw it happen, literally the next day, I was like, holy shit.
Yeah,
something is going on.
It's strange timing, and I gotta be honest with you, I don't trust either one of them. But we'll get to that. Before we do, we gotta talk about this one today. We're not going to read much of it. We're just going to point out that another one happened today. The entirety of Twitch has reportedly been leaked. Did you hear about this?
Oh, no, did not. Great.
Yeah. So yesterday, or whatever day, Monday, I think it was, Facebook was down, Instagram was down, WhatsApp was down. I think Snapchat was
kind of down. It came back.
Up and down.
Instagram was down.
I heard that Gmail was kind of up and down. I heard that Twitter was lagging. I think that Twitter was probably lagging just because everybody was flocking to Twitter so that they could get their dopamine fix on social media because everything else was shut down. But as of this morning, Twitch was reportedly hacked, and there was a data release of 128 gigabytes, 128 gigabyte torrent, which what they say had the source codes and the user payouts among all their data and everything. So the source code being like how they made Twitch, they leaked that out. Like somebody hacked it and said, "Here's what Twitch is. You can go make your own Twitch now." I believe, but
wow,
yeah, not much there yet to report. I'm just pointing it out that this is the latest in some more of what we're about to talk about, which is the Facebook. We'll start with the Facebook whistleblower, her lovely face. But before we do, Travis, what were your thoughts on the things that she had to say?
I was actually confused on. I was watching.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
It's not just an insult on you. It is, but not just that. It's also because she kind of says a whole lot of nothing. But.
Right. Yeah. And the way I kind of took it as is she cares about something that we all should care about, and then Facebook should try to put more, time behind, create something where we're all protected of all our privacy and stuff. And I was just sitting there the whole time. Obviously, yeah, it's a good point, but what is going on? I didn't know none of this was going on until she said something.
Right. Let's watch. This isn't the full thing. This is just a short clip that I pulled up that I think is worth talking about.
One of the internal Facebook studies on the new algorithm concludes, quote, "The current set of financial incentives our algorithms create does not appear to be aligned with our mission." What does that mean?
So Facebook's mission is to connect people all around the world. When you have a system that you know can be hacked with anger, right? It's easier to provoke people into anger. And publishers are saying, oh, if I do more angry, polarizing, divisive content, I get more money. Facebook has set up a system of incentives that is pulling people apart.
And yet it's profitable.
It's very profitable for content producers, and it's profitable for Facebook because people continue to engage.
When you're dealing with disinformation and misinformation, what are some of the
What
things
is she agreeing
that
with
you're
there?
seeing?
Oh, yeah. Yep, I know those things. I would love to talk about disinformation and misinformation. That is my favorite thing to talk about. Let's go there. She's really excited for it.
Couldn't they just cut the video and he get asked something else? And then her response was...
Yes, that does happen all the time. And there's definitely some instances on things like 60 Minutes where you can tell that it's jumping back and forth a little too quickly there for this to just be a natural conversation, but whatever.
Has done experiments where they take brand new accounts. So Facebook has said before, you're complaining about the misinformation you're seeing. It takes two to tango, right? You know, you picked your friends, you picked the topics that you engage with. Don't just blame us, it's on you.
Now, before she gets into that, the thing that she was talking about first, the whole idea that they promote, like, bad behavior, which is not news. That's obvious. Yeah. And, I mean, it doesn't take an algorithm to get to that point either. It doesn't take, like, oh, Facebook's just promoting bad stuff. Well, they're promoting the thing that people are engaging with the most. What do people engage with the most? Shitty people, like saying stupid things or saying something that will anger people. That's why social media in general is toxic, and because you are encouraged to do the worst thing. Because the more comments something has on it, the more likely you will see it, which I guess that part is the algorithm. But even if it's just like more and more comments, how would you even remedy this? Like, if the thing with the most comments gets views, the things that have the most comments are typically things that people are pissed off about. That's just the nature of the beast, and I'm not sure another way to do it. But what she's talking about here next is, like, when you go down the rabbit hole, as they like to call it, she's going to try and say, well, I'll let her say it. I won't speak for her. We'll talk about it after.
So they've taken brand new accounts, so no friends. And all they've done is follow Donald Trump, Melania, Fox News, and like a local news source. And then all they did was click on the first 10 things that Facebook showed them. Or if Facebook suggested a group, they joined that group. Right? So they're not doing any conscious action here. There's just one tangoing. And within a week, you see QAnon. Within 2 weeks, you see things about white genocide. Right?
White genocide meaning white people genociding or white people being genocided? I'm not sure what... I really don't know what she means by that. But she's saying... You know, you get down the rabbit trail. If you only follow people that are like Donald Trump and stuff, you get into more Donald Trump stuff, and then you get into more Donald Trump stuff and like deeper, darker Donald Trump conspiracy stuff and more Donald, like, yeah. It makes, does that not make sense to you? Because she's like, so it's a two-way, people say it's a two-way street where if you don't like something, you can just unfollow it. Yeah. And then she goes on to describe how she followed things and saw things that she didn't like. So unfollow it. Go back to point A. Yes, you don't have to engage with any of these things, with any of these people. If somebody's a racist, block them, leave them. They're stupid. You shouldn't have them in their life. Why are you following them?
Right.
And you can say, how did that happen? Why are these
because
the
you followed
things
them.
Facebook is choosing to show you? And it's because those things get the highest engagement.
What is engagement-based ranking?
Facebook right now is trying to optimize for what it calls meaningful social interactions. And those are reacts, likes, comments, reshares. Every time when someone takes one of those actions, clicks through a link, that is engagement. And Facebook goes and looks at all the things that you've clicked on, and it makes a model of you. Facebook's own research says publishers know you are more likely to engage with angry content. There is a perfect reverse correlation where the angrier you are, the more traffic leaves Facebook and goes to your publishing site. And so I guarantee you,
That's because people don't care about good news. Like,
why would anybody?
People don't tune into the news to find out what the happiness is of the day. They tune in, like, that's why CNN exists at all, is so people can find out what they're mad about.
Yep.
I mean, that's what this show is all about. The whole entire premise of this podcast at this point.
All around the world are looking at those visits from Facebook and saying, if we make more angry content, we'll get more distribution.
So that's not anything new that we needed a whistleblower to tell us about.
I think, again, they had that for people that don't know any of this stuff, like old grandma Betty over here don't know anything about Facebook, but when she sat in front of her TV late at night at 6:30 p.m. and hearing this, and then she's like, and then she goes to talk to her friends, and it just spreads. So I get the point of it, but now
if she's a whistleblower, like she's not supposed to be delivering information to grandma. She's supposed to be whistleblowing, and if everybody knows that that's how the algorithm works, what exactly are you whistleblowing?
Yeah.
And in the rest of her stuff, like the main point that everybody is talking about is that she basically, like, she sets it up as Facebook is evil because they encourage bad behavior, and that bad behavior leads to dangerous things like extremism and racism and blah, blah, blah. And it gives young girls, like she just testified before Congress this morning. She's saying things like, it leads to racism. It leads to little girls having problems with body image and stuff like that, which it does. Yes. Also boys. And I'm not sure why they're left out of this. I'm not sure why only little girls can have body image issues.
Right.
I don't know. But, so what she's asking for here, she's the whistleblower. She's supposed to be the good person because we're supposed to like whistleblowers. They're not supposed to be shady or anything. But what she's asking for is more censorship. She wants there to be less people talking about the things that we talk about on this show. She's saying that it's dangerous. She's saying that they're not kicking enough people off of Facebook. Because her main claim is that Facebook prioritizes making money over safety. And to her, safety means censoring more people. So Facebook, she is claiming, as a whistleblower, this is the big breaking news, that Facebook wants money more than they care about censoring people, and they should censor more. So it's a lose-lose situation here. Yeah. I don't love Facebook, and I hate that she's making me defend them. But yes, they should be trying to make money more than they are trying to censor people. And if they wanted to make more money, if that was their real focus, you know what they would do? They would stop fucking censoring people.
I don't know. And that's why I thought it was really crazy. Literally the next day, Facebook and Instagram was down.
Right. And
like 7 hours, something like that.
Yeah. So Facebook says sorry for the mass outages and reveals. He sounds like the Pope. Facebook says sorry for mass outages and reveals why it happened. And why it happened is just boring, and I don't believe it. But long. It's it's basically just we were working on some techie nerd stuff on the back end, and we messed it up. And there were also reports that, I don't know if this was in his actual statement, but there were reports that they couldn't fix it because they couldn't get into the building, which, isn't there somebody at Facebook always? It's a 24-hour business. It's like one of the most massive businesses in the entire world. They all go home for the
night. They all have laptops and computers.
Yeah. If there weren't people in there, that makes me way more suspicious, which... do your own research. But if there weren't people in there, how shady is that? Like, they made everybody leave for a bit, and then everything goes down, and then it comes back up, and they're like, oh, no,
and then the trials of the day, too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, all of this is pretty painted right there.
Yeah, so I don't know what happened. Some possible options that we can throw out there are a hacking, like with what it sounds like Twitch had. It could be... they're hiding evidence. They were deleting things. They were shifting things. They were changing their algorithm to keep from this whistleblower stuff getting out there, or keep from whatever. When she goes to testify, invalidate some of her claims or something like that. I don't know what happened. I don't really care. Facebook sucks. Facebook's a shithole, and she's a scumbag. And she worked for them, doing their bidding, and now she's like, don't praise this woman for being a whistleblower. She's not a whistleblower. She is a tyrant. She's trying to silence people, and she's pissed off that more people that disagree with her politically aren't being silenced on Facebook. That is her definition of safety. Anyway.
Fun lady.
Any thoughts, Travis?
No, you pretty much nailed it on the nail right there.
Nailed it on the nail,
head
baby.
Of the nail.
Right? Just the head. Just the tip.
Not all of it, then.
Yeah. So where are we at for time? Oh, we're pushing.
We're at an hour and 20 minutes.
Not too bad. Not too bad. We've covered a lot of ground. We've still got a little bit more, but you, after last week, you sent me this thing about YouTube, right?
Oh yeah, I did right away actually.
Yeah, very, very non-conveniently, like as we're finishing up our big long 2.5-hour episode about how vaccines and things do things. Then YouTube puts out this. This is from the New York Post reporting on it. YouTube bans all anti-vaccine content, not just COVID-19 related. So anything at all that questions maybe, possibly, vaccines now, vaccines tomorrow, vaccines in the future,
gone.
It should all be gone. That's what they seem to want. I'm not saying they will, because YouTube flip-flops on their rules just about as much as Dr. Fauci flip-flops on his rules. But let's find out what the news outlet, very credible news outlet of the New York Post, has to say about them shutting down us and everyone you know. Everyone, like pretty much if you're listening to this, most likely every show that you listen to, this has been what we've been talking about for the last 1.5 years, and YouTube is saying you're going to get wiped out. So everybody you know is going to be gone. Let's see what these people think. Right after this word from our where's the play button? And the load button. So we can pretend like it's playing.
Yes.
Travis, what would you hypothesize that the New York Post will have to say about this?
I'm assuming that if anyone's talking about anti-vaccinations or anything that like says that if you take it, it ain't doing anything, blah, 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 they're just going to completely wipe out the whole channel itself.
Yes.
That's what I would assume, but
that's what they're saying. But here's the
Let's
New York
go
Post
to
has to
YouTube.
say.
It's cracking down on anti-vax misinformation. The social media platform announcing a new policy that will remove any content that, quote, falsely alleges that approved vaccines are dangerous and cause chronic health.
Falsely alleges. That means you have to know everything, right? Because if you're wrong about something, you did it on purpose. And you're a liar, and you should be removed. So if you don't know everything, like YouTube does, of course YouTube does. Google knows everything. If you don't know everything, though, you will be banned.
Effects. This includes taking down several channels associated with anti-vaccine activists, including Joseph Mercola and Robert F. Kennedy Jr. YouTube, by the way, has already taken down 13,000 videos with false information about COVID-19 vaccines.
13,000? That's not that many.
Not really.
I mean, that's
way
fewer kids. Way fewer than the number of kids that have been raped by priests in France, but who's counting?
This is just the latest effort by...
No, really, who's counting? Because these numbers should have gotten out a long time ago. Anyway.
Social media platform to prevent the spread of COVID misinformation online. Not to go back to Facebook and Instagram, but Facebook learned that the hard way too, even with Mark Zuckerberg admitted that so many of their users didn't get vaccinated because of the misinformation on their platform. I think YouTube is trying to...
These people are scared that Facebook is leading people astray to the point where they're not getting vaccinated. These guys are happy. They're happy that all this evil misinformation. Meanwhile, the news reports on 25 lies every hour for every single one. They're never fact-checked. They never get strikes. CNN has never been taken down. I guarantee you they've never even gotten a warning.
Right.
Whether they backpedal, whether the story comes out to be completely false, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter because they're above. They're above the system.
just that by taking thousands of videos down.
Absolutely, and as you mentioned, this isn't just saying that vaccines are bad. This is the ivermectin, which apparently is that horse tranquilizer that people are now taking that are trying to get over-the-counter drugs. So I don't even know how horses are getting their fake news today. On top of all of that, anything that...
Tell me you're the worst brand of Democrat without telling me you're the worst brand of Democrat.
Related to personal testimonies relating to the vaccines, those are all gone. You mentioned Robert F. Kennedy. Anybody who's a huge anti-vaxxer basically now wiped off the platform as well. And this is essentially what we've all been pleading with Facebook to do as well. And Facebook
because those people
refuses to
have
do
opinions about their own views, they get penalized for voicing it. And
well, yeah. These are the types of people that will remain on YouTube forever, and whether they tell a lie or not, it doesn't matter. They just want to make sure that you're gone and you don't have the ability to do the research that you want to do for your family. And if the CDC changes its mind tomorrow, you might get kicked off for spreading misinformation. You know, like Fauci changes his mind every couple days on. stuff, everything that comes out of his mouth changes the next day. So if I reported yesterday on something Fauci said, and tomorrow he changes his mind, am I going to get dinged for yesterday's thing because it's now misinformation because Fauci lied?
Probably.
Yeah. Yeah. So let me see. If we don't need to hear more of that, we got to keep moving and wrap this bitch up. But speaking, as you know, I would never do anything like questioning the vaccine or anything like that. Everything I've ever said on this show is a joke, YouTube. So please don't ban me from your terrible, terrible, terrible platform where you don't promote me at all. Please don't, because I would never say things like unheard concerns. Thousands blame COVID-19 vaccine for hearing problems. This is just the latest, because fuck YouTube in every way. I don't care about your stupid rules.
A news channel is reporting it, so.
It is true. It's a little local news channel in Arizona. And listen to what she says. The first thing out of her mouth. If it'll play. Which it won't. Okay, we'll refresh. All right, here we go. Unmute, damn it. Oh, there we go. All right, listen to the first thing she says.
But first at 6, a story you'll only see right here on ABC 15.
A story you'll only hear on ABC 15. Yep.
All right.
Probably.
10,000 Americans reported ringing in their ears after receiving the COVID-19 vaccine.
It's called tinnitus, but...
Does she not have a mic?
I don't think so.
She sounds like she's in the hallway. That's sexism. Like,
Did you say tinnitus? Isn't that a hearing problem? Like, it's tinnitus. That has that constant ringing.
Tinnitus. Some people say tinnitus. Yes. That's what it is they're talking about.
Oh, that's...
Hold on. Okay. This gets better. We'll watch some more.
Well, health officials say so far it is not a side effect. In an ABC 15 exclusive, investigator Melissa Blasius talks to tinnitus sufferers pleading for answers and treatment options.
Steve, first, there's overwhelming medical evidence that these COVID-19 vaccines are safe and effective against a deadly virus. The people you're about to see say they are not anti-vaxxers nor anti-government. They just want to be heard and helped.
Jack Skellington, yes. TSD is on Odyssey, and so is, I don't know what TSD is, but the system is down. TSID, yes, we are on Odyssey. And I should point that out. I meant to bring that up in the YouTube thing. I'm going to try as soon as possible, as soon as I can figure it out, to start streaming these live streams to YouTube and Odyssey simultaneously, because at some point we're going to switch to just Odyssey. But you can go to thesystemisdown.tv. I'm trying to get that to a point where whatever we're streaming on, you can go to thesystemisdown.tv and you'll be able to find it there. So most likely it'll be Odyssey, though. So go look up The System Is Down and follow us there, because this place sucks.
It's louder than his car's stereo, and it's the sound
Turn up your stereo.
Robert Edmonds can't get out of his head.
Yes.
So you know that they asked him, what does it sound like?
Right.
And he's like, well, it's like a high ringing. Can you give us an example? He's like, it's like ringing. I really don't want. And then they cut everything before that to make him look like an idiot.
Yes, it's a constant high-pitched ring.
This federal government employee came to Phoenix seeking a specialist, hoping for belief and relief for tinnitus that he says developed after receiving his COVID-19 vaccine. In Seattle, George Hu is kind of a COVID hero, helping create COVIDWA.com, a vaccine finder site for his entire state.
This guy made a site for people to find vaccines. He's not anti-vax. He's actively pro-vax. He's trying to help people get the vaccines. Yes. And here's his experience.
George got his shot in February.
The very next morning, I noticed I started having what felt like congestion in my ear, and then it got worse by the second day, and the third day, I literally couldn't hear anything out of it.
A doctor prescribed steroids, and George's hearing returned, along with a ringing sound that persists to this day.
What you're going to get from me is the radical, transparent, blunt
truth.
truth.
It's just the 5G towers.
Mayo
that they can hear now.
They're tapping into the subconscious and other dimensions through the 5G. Yes. Now this guy, he just said, you're going to get the blunt truth. And when he said that, I was like, oh, this guy's going to suck. Because anybody who starts with, oh, you're going to get the raw, honest truth from me. And He surprised me, though.
Clinic doctor Greg Poland tries to dispel myths about the COVID vaccine, but he's not willing to discount a connection between the vaccine and tinnitus. Why? He got it too.
I can't
Why
tell.
is he not willing to? Because these people are getting it like an hour after they get the shot. They're getting this ring. And it's not just them. It's like thousands of people.
Yeah, hell no.
I'm sure there's no real evidence to support this claim.
With absolute confidence that it was a result of the vaccine. I can only say that it happened an hour and a half
green
after
screen.
getting the vaccine.
The ABC 15 investigators heard from people all over the country who said they reported sudden or worsening tinnitus to the CDC's Vaccine Adverse Event Reporting System, VAERS. In all, more than 10,000 Americans, including 217 Arizonans, reported. That's 1 out of every 21,000 people who got the COVID-19 vaccine.
It probably represents what's called an off-target inflammatory condition.
Dr. Elizabeth Connick agrees. She's chief of infectious diseases at the University of Arizona.
Well, they're not making it up, and it's very important not to have them feel marginalized.
The European Union's equivalent to the FDA, called the European Medicines...
Like the fact that you have to specify, you shouldn't make these people feel bad for a condition that they're experiencing. Like, they are the victim here, and people are giving them crap for being anti-vaxxers. Like, they got the vax.
Right.
They got it. They're not anti-vax. They did the thing. It just didn't work right.
Agency looked at data from both clinical trials and the initial vaccine rollout, and they're now recommending the Johnson & Johnson-Janssen COVID-19 vaccine add tinnitus to its list of possible side effects. Here in the U.S., the FDA and CDC have also been looking.
This is where like local broadcasters are like, what's working on like YouTube and TikTok? Let's do this like cool, edgy, pointing at a globe. Here's the U.S. here. If you didn't know, it's like barely even visible in the picture, but let's flash these logos up. And there is something, there is a point that I want to make here in a second.
The data, and they've actually associated the vaccine with several rare but serious potential adverse health effects, except tinnitus.
Hold up. Wait a second. Let's look at some of these, shall we? So these are the rare but possible side effects that are acceptable to talk about. We can just take tinnitus out of it. She's not going to explain what these other things are, but maybe we can. So the first one, if you're not familiar, anaphylaxis, it involves, let's see, tongue swelling, shortness of breath, vomiting, and sometimes death. Thrombosis, that's blood clots. And sometimes death.
Yeah.
Guillain-Barré syndrome, rapid muscle weakness, respiratory failure, and sometimes death. Yes. Myocarditis, heart inflammation, heart failure, and in young adults, 20% of all cases of sudden death. So, looking at this list, there's 4 things that we are allowed to say that it might be a side effect, and they're all way worse than a ringing in your ear.
Wow.
Nobody's ever died from tinnitus, to my knowledge. I could be wrong. I'm not a scientist. What do I know? But what I do know is you just kind of glossed over the 4 really awful things up there to talk about the ringing in his ears.
Yes, that's crazy. That's kind of awesome.
But let's go ahead and cross that off the list.
They say there's no causal relationship between this condition and the vaccine. Diving deeper.
Moving on. She's not even going to address it. No, nothing to see here.
Can cause tinnitus, including head injury, sinus congestion, stress, anxiety, autoimmune diseases, and high blood pressure. Plus, ear ringing conditions are so common. The CDC estimates nearly 15% of the general public, over 50 million Americans, experience some form of
How many of them were vaccinated? 15% of the general public, and like 100% of them were vaccinated.
tinnitus.
Some people spontaneously have hearing changes or have tinnitus or increase their tinnitus for a reason that we cannot explain.
Dr. Susan Schmidt says you'd have to rule out everything else in order to link a patient's tinnitus to the vaccine. The post-vaccine tinnitus sufferers we spoke with sought medical care, but they said providers were reluctant to believe them and unsure about the best treatments.
Providers were reluctant to believe them. Let me explain to you what that means. That means you go to your doctor because you're experiencing side effects allegedly having to do with the shot you just got an hour ago. But who knows? There's no way to tell. But you go to your doctor and you tell him, hey, I've got this ringing in my ears and it's really bad. It's driving me crazy. And he says, bullshit. You creepy anti-vaxxer who I just gave a vaccine to. They gave them the vaccine, and now they don't trust them because of their politics of being anti-vax because they experienced a side effect. These people are not medical professionals. A medical professional would never say, oh, you're experiencing a problem? No. I don't believe you.
Yeah, sorry.
It's just maddening, the levels that these people go to convince you that there is no problem. Oh, your camera's gone. Your camera's gone. Travis, talk to these lovely folks while I pop another battery in that camera for you.
Okay. I don't know what to talk about. No, I have nothing. Literally
Hold her down, Travis.
Hold her down?
You got this.
I have nothing.
Keep going.
Yeah, I'm doing so good.
You're doing great, Travis.
No camera. I got no video. It's still not on.
Ah, there he is.
Oh.
Man, you did great. I should have you host the show sometime. You're so good at it.
Put me on the spot.
Yeah, that's life. Anyway, there is, let me see, what else do we have here to talk about? And what things do we actually need to talk about? Okay. So there's a new Project Veritas video out that I do want to watch just the beginning of here. And it is relevant to the things that we're talking about and all this stuff that's going to get us banned from YouTube.
Inside portion of the actual virus, so your antibodies are probably better at that point than the vaccination.
Nick Carl is an experienced biochemist at Pfizer with a history of working in the pharmaceutical industry. Nick admits to our undercover journalist that those who've had COVID.
Jack Skellington said, "Talk to chat, Travis. That's the easy save when you don't have anything to say." You could have. I mean, there's like tens of comments here that you could have responded to.
I suppose I could have. Sorry.
Stronger immunity than those who've received the Pfizer.
So what this is shut up. This is an undercover thing with Project Veritas where they got employees from Pfizer, the vaccine companies. They got them on tape. They took them out to lunch and they didn't know they were being filmed, and they got them saying things like, "Natural immunity is actually stronger than the vaccine." You following?
Yes.
Following me?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
COVID vaccine.
When somebody is naturally immune, like they got COVID, they probably have better, like not better, but more antibodies against the virus.
This guy's a biochemist. That's why he's talking like that. But no, I get it though. I agree with everything he says with that. I mean,
it's not about agreeing with him.
I mean, it just makes sense.
This is one of the guys making the vaccine.
Right.
And he's telling you. They're telling you. Accidentally. They don't mean to tell you this. He doesn't know this is happening.
Right, undercover.
But he's admitting that if you've had COVID, it's better than the vaccine.
Right.
From
the vaccine company. Do I have to stress that more? I feel like I do.
Because what the vaccine is, like I said, that protein that's just on the outside. So it's just one antibody against one specific part of the virus. When you actually get the virus, you're going to start producing antibodies against like multiple pieces of virus. And not only just like that outside portion, like the inside portion, the actual virus. So your antibodies are probably better at that point than the vaccination.
Which is heresy right now. You're not allowed to say that on YouTube. Whoops. Also, fun fact, this video was removed from some very interesting platforms lately.
Sure.
Like YouTube and Facebook. People that are so dangerous that they're letting the evil information, like they're cracking down on something like this, which is clearly worthwhile, newsworthy information that we should all know, but Facebook knows better, so they're going to shut down this information from the horse's mouth of a guy who's making a vaccine saying a thing. Are they science deniers if they don't even listen to Pfizer and they know better than Pfizer? I'm confused.
I would hope not.
No.
But don't take his word for it. 2 other Pfizer scientists echo the same sentiment.
So I'm well protected? Like as much as the vaccine?
Probably more.
How so? Like how much more?
You're protected most likely for longer, since it was a natural response.
We're like bred and taught to be like vaccine is safer than actually getting COVID. You cannot like talk about this like it's not in public.
Oopsie. Can't talk about this in public. He says at at lunch, clearly out in the middle of like a food
scary,
court.
man.
Yeah, these people are not allowed. How do you sleep at night, sir? Like, I feel a little bad
Money?
for these people.
They give money in their
yeah. It helps when you have a bed of money to sleep on. It's very comfortable, I'm sure. But how do you sleep at night when you are a scientist and you, like, these people are probably, they're just doing their jobs like the Nazis were, and they're, they got into this business because they wanted to help people and they wanted to spread security and make people healthier, and now they're being told that they're not allowed to be honest about what they're doing and what people should be doing. Those are the experts that we're being told to trust.
If you have antibodies built up, like you should be able to prove that you have those built up.
I mean, I still feel like I work for like an evil corporation. We're trying to keep track of everyone that's been vaccinated versus the census of how many people are actually reported. Basically, our organization is run on COVID money now. You don't talk about anything that can possibly implicate you or like big pharma.
See how hesitant he was to say that?
Yeah, that's crazy.
And this is what they're saying when they think they're, when they think they're safe with a friend. They'll say this type of stuff. Like, how much more information is there that they weren't willing to spill the beans on? Because this is like some pretty classified information. One of the guys even says later, I signed an NDA on this, like non-disclosure stuff. He's not supposed to talk about it.
Right.
And now it's out there. I hope he's fired, and I hope he enjoys a better life now. But
can't the people that just like the undercover journalists, like, can't they get in trouble by putting this out like this?
I don't really know the circumstances. I'm sure it was a honeypot situation where some hot chick is like hanging around the office or whatever, and she happens to go out to or maybe she was like an employee or something, which I'm sure in a situation like this, if she was working there, she gives this stuff or she makes this plan happen right before she quits. Like, she's not still working there, I'm sure. But no, this wouldn't be, I mean, would this be illegal? This is whistleblower stuff, so it's kind of gray area whether or not it's legal, but who cares if it's legal, because it's extremely important that this information be out there. What were you going to say?
Right before COVID started, we went through our census too at the time. Like, that's like, was the ending of it. I remember that they were collecting the census forms,
right?
Which is kind of, I mean, whatever, maybe, but like that's like giving the most updated number you possibly can.
Yeah, Jack says, how many people of this video are still breathing air? That's a great question. They're sleeping with the fishes now. They went the way of the buffalo. But yeah, so people from Pfizer, sorry YouTube, I didn't say it. I'm just quoting Pfizer employees that are in charge of these edicts and things that you are using to make your policies. But Pfizer officials say the natural immunity is probably stronger than your vaccine. They feel like they're working for an evil company. They know that you're keeping tabs on everybody. They know that they're not supposed to let this information get out there. And this is just the beginning of it. This is just the tip of like the information, because I'm sure there's tons and tons of information that they wouldn't just bring up casually on a lunch, no matter how safe they thought they were. Yeah. So if that's the stuff that comes out, these power-hungry morons are not going away. Anyway, Fauci said the U.S. is turning a corner in its fight against COVID-19, but it's too early to let our guard down. I did want to play a little bit of this. Let's see.
Has a lot of importance when it comes to viruses in general, but you mentioned vaccines before. Are you worried that people hearing about this might say, oh, I'll just take the pill and not get a vaccine?
Now, there's apparently a pill that they're working on that's going to be safer than the vaccine. I'm not sure if it's the twice daily pill that I talked about, but some new pharmaceutical pill, because this is so dangerous that we have to have all of our best top minds working on our way to get over spicy flu.
Well, I'm sure there are people that are going to say that, and I would just reach out to them and say,
it is not a situation where it is okay. It is never okay to get infected. You know, you heard the number.
It's not okay. What is wrong with this man? Oh, I forgot something. But yeah, he's saying it's not okay to ever get a virus. It's never okay to get infected. Who are you? Who are you to decide? Maybe I want to get infected. But that's not the point I wanted to make. Damn it, I forgot something that is noteworthy. Go back. Where is it? Where is it? Where is... It was right after the DeSantis thing.
I don't know.
Here we go. This is a new show that's good.
I certainly think about
new show that's coming out on Disney Plus right now.
Okay.
It's called Fauci.
that serious.
Is it really?
But very few people get to see. He's funny, weird, and really playful.
God help us. In 1981, HIV/AIDS was evolving rapidly and frighteningly. There was anger.
And he totally fucked up that situation too. So, just fun
at the
facts.
government's response.
When you got sick, you were gone fast.
It's affecting you now.
Yeah,
Why?
post-traumatic stress syndrome.
Wow.
Now, mental disorders are something that we should, I don't know, we should take very seriously, except for when they come from, if their mental disorder is psychopathy, and you're going around forcing everybody to do what you want them to, that's a different kind of mental disorder. And pardon me if I don't feel too bad for your post-traumatic stress disorder over the fact that you completely bungled many pandemics throughout your lifetime and you're terrible at your job.
Hit, he became this target.
My dad said, we're going to get through this whole thing, and he's held that.
You don't do it because you want to make money. You don't do it for the glory.
See the power of propaganda? Like, the way they're making this, he's such a victim. He's overcome so many things. The beautiful music. Oh, it's beautiful. Shannon Lee says, Dan, check out the ratio on the promo. 766,000 to 5.4 thousand. Or 766 to 5.4 thousand, yeah. I'm surprised it doesn't have more views on it. Let me refresh, actually. Let me see.
When I think about my dad growing up,
Shut up. Shut up. Yeah, 50,000, 788, 6.5 thousand. Okay. Yeah, so not great, I'd say. And for being the latest on Disney Plus, it's just really weird that Disney Plus, some of the stuff that they've put out. Do you have Disney Plus?
I do.
So they put out like the Beyonce Be Black Better or whatever the hell it was. Like, I didn't watch it either, but just some of the topics, even like the Billie Eilish thing. I mean, targeting kids with Billie Eilish music, I don't really approve of because she wants to kill herself really badly, and she writes a lot of music about it, which I enjoy. I enjoy her music, and I enjoy the fact that it's deep and moody. But all the stuff that they're targeting kids, and now Dr. Fauci is this dramatic hero, and we need to sympathize with his daughter. That's coming to Disney Plus because that's what everybody was asking for.
We should watch it on our show.
We should. We will.
Live stream it.
We will now. Now, back to what we were talking about. Fauci is not going to let you come home for Christmas.
Uh-oh.
But we can gather for Christmas, or it's just too soon to tell?
You know, Margaret, it's just too soon to tell. We've just got to concentrating on continuing to get those numbers down.
Wait. I have something that's relevant to this. I'll just pick any one of these. We got to be careful. We can't get that many people together, but...
What?
Come on.
Fuck Joe Biden! Fuck Joe Biden!
Fuck Joe Biden! Looks like an awful lot of people.
Fuck Joe Biden! Fuck Joe Biden!
That looks like an awful lot of people.
Fuck Joe Biden!
I think that also looks like a lot.
The fact that he's pretending still, like, families aren't going to get together for Christmas unless we get more vaccines. There are stadiums full of people screaming, fuck Joe Biden. Who is adhering to these rules still, except for the people in the middle of the Florever Purge? But yeah, he said this thing about Christmas, and in typical Faucian style, this is what he said the next day.
Woods, in the sense of no more COVID around at all. You know, I also said something over the weekend that was taken completely out of context
I was asked, what could we predict for this winter, for like December and Christmas?
I was going to ask you.
Yeah, I mean, I say you hold off on that. I said, we don't know because we've seen slopes that went down and then...
That's not what he said, though. No. What he said was too soon to tell.
Came back up. The best way to assure that we'll be in good...
Guess what it is? Do you know what it is? The best way to assure that we can get back to normalcy by Christmas?
Everyone gets vaccinated.
Shape as we get into the winter would be to get more and more people vaccinated. That was misinterpreted as my saying we can't spend Christmas with our families, which was absolutely not the case. I will be spending Christmas with my family.
Of course you will. Of course you will, because you never stopped.
Damn, man.
I did not say that thing I just said in the video right above this in the article yesterday. And the reason why people were pissed off is because all these people are so many people are vaccinated. We're at what, like 65, 70% vaccinated, and nothing is changing as far as the lockdowns, as far as him pulling, new edicts out of his ass. But yes. So yeah, go celebrate Christmas with your family. And I did want to end on this. This just came out yesterday or today, and this is the only video that I could find on the topic so far. It's fairly new, but this is about depression. We've talked a bit about mental illness. Some people have depression. Some people suffer from PTSD. Some people suffer from being Dr. Fauci. There are new ways to cure mental illness. There's options, there's things for depression that one would assume they would recommend, like exercise, diet, living a healthy life, getting sunlight,
or getting vaccinated.
It's worse.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel and press the bell icon.
Major depressive disorder, MDD, or clinical depression as it's more commonly called, is a medical condition and is a severe mood disorder that affects behavior and psychological and physiological functions, even things like
What's funny about this is this ad was not put here by YouTube. This ad is here because she put it over her video. You can't turn this off, so it's embedded into the video. And she's talking about how people are suffering from depression and anxiety and stuff, while she promotes a new species of badass Seltos X-Line cars on her stupid video. This car that you can never afford, it'll make you a new species of badass. Now let's get back to talking about your crippling depression.
Psychological and physiological functions, even things like sleep and ability to work. It can affect a person's daily life.
Yes, we know what depression
everything
is.
Around favorite hobby or even sex. There's feelings of guilt and agitation and restlessness, sleep and appetite disruption, inability to think clearly, and
depression.
It's really not something that people can just snap out of with their willpower or by exercising or getting enough
How do we
sleep.
fix it?
MDD is actually quite common. It is more common than we think it is, and it is often undiagnosed. But it can be treatable with medicines and drugs.
With what?
Drugs.
Medicines and drugs.
Drugs.
Gets even better, but that's what we're starting with. Not it can be cured by living a better life,
right?
And doing any of these natural things that are supposed to help you, taking vitamins, minerals, exercise, diet, sunlight. No, medicine and drugs.
Nope.
Sometimes some forms of MDD can be resistant to treatment with drugs. There are over 200 to 250 million people in the world globally affected with various levels of depression, and it is thought that nearly 1/3 of these people are resistant to all kinds of available treatments and drugs. Now,
this is the woman who did this new experiment and new scientific breakthrough. Do you think that they recommended that she get healthy?
That might be the first step.
What?
That might be the first step.
I'm saying, do you think that was their recommendation to her?
Absolutely not. No.
Do you think it was diet, exercise, sunlight, healthy stuff that are known to help with depression?
No, not at all.
No. What did they do? Let's find out.
Researchers in the University of California...
Before we get to what they did, the all-new Sonnet, now more inspiring than ever. Here's a car you can't buy. Now back to you, depression.
San Francisco have made a breakthrough in treating the condition using a surgical implant that delivers electrical stimulus
In
and
the brain?
impulses to precisely
Brain implants.
Oh my God. I was just talking about this yesterday.
Brain implants. That's the best we could come up with in science.
Damn.
That's why you should trust your experts when they say take all the stuff. Depression. How can you solve it if you're clearly an overweight, miserable woman like that was? Like I say miserable, not because she's overweight,
What
but
is
because
that thing-
she is suffering from clinical depression. And their solution is either medicine, drugs, or implant into your brain to fix it.
Wow. Here we are.
Now, what do you think caused this woman's depression?
Us? Or not us, but like the world? The shitty environment.
Could it be
that
things
she's-
like... Oh, come on. Play it, YouTube. You're ruining the joke. Could it be things like that ad for cars that she can never afford? Could it be the social media that is either kicking her off of things or showing her terrible extremist content? Could it be that she's being lied to on a regular basis and she doesn't know what to believe anymore? Could it be that nobody has any idea what's going on in the world? Could it be that Facebook does promote impossible beauty standards? Could be all of those things. But who made those things? The system, the process, the
government.
Government to some degree. I mean, not all of it, but it's all a system of beating you down and breaking your brain. They create the problem, you have the reaction, and then they sell you the solution, and their current solution is drugs, medicine, or my personal favorite, brain implants. That is the best thing that we could come up with. And we're supposed to just accept, like, you know, if they put microchips in your vaccine, that would be absolutely crazy. And then they come out like 2 days later and like, hey, put this microchip under your skin and it'll just track if you have COVID. It's not through the vaccine, so that's obviously a crazy conspiracy theory. And now they're pushing for brain implants, which, you know, that most new cars, like not even necessarily hybrid and stuff, I've heard that most cars that have been made within like the last 10 years can be hijacked digitally and overridden, so they could drive, if you were doing something bad, they could drive you into a lake or something like that and call it an accident. I don't know how true that is. Maybe it's a conspiracy theory. I don't think it is. Do your own research. But now imagine if they had that technology on your brain. Yay! Because the thing I trust most is the people who want to put an implant in my brain to fix my sadsies.
That's crazy.
Now, depression is a very serious thing, and you should see, like they also didn't say talk to a therapist, talk to a counselor, talk to whatever, a psychologist.
That stuff doesn't work. Do this.
Nope, just go straight to brain implants. If you're not feeling good about yourself, get boob implants. If you're still not feeling good about yourself, get brain implants. Of course, after the butt and lip, all those implants.
All the good.
Yes.
All the good. That's crazy.
Oh, it's maddening. But yeah, this should show you kind of where we're at as a society when depression, like kids are killing. People are committing suicide over lockdowns, over kids not being able to go to school. That's what's causing this depression. The depression has a source, and it's right now it's mostly the government. And we've got this I'm not going to say government solution, but this highly praised at this point, and just watch. It'll be all over very soon, like, and I don't mean the world, but maybe. But this will be all over the place really soon. People pushing for this brain implant thing. What were you going to say, Travis?
No, I realized I was wrong. I was going to say something, but I corrected myself before I said it out. That doesn't happen often, but it does.
Wow. You're growing.
Must have been the implant I put in my
brain. It's the implant I put in to shut you off when you're about to say something stupid. It hasn't worked. It's been malfunctioning for most of this episode, but I'm glad it finally got kicked in there. It needs the 2-hour warm-up. Speaking of which, we're at 2 hours. Thank you all for being here and enjoying or joining us at the very least for this. I'm doing an episode tomorrow. I did an episode yesterday with some people who got wrongfully removed from their positions. The chairman, the vice chairwoman, and Dave Casey, whose position I can never remember. They were in the Libertarian Party of Delaware. Somebody just made bylaws and voted on it in secret and kicked them out of the party and took over the party. That just happened yesterday. Wow. That didn't happen yesterday. We just talked about it. It happened like on the 1st or something. So very recently. And during that interview, I said, hey, if you're on the other side of this, if you're the scumbag who kicked them out of the party, you're welcome to come on and give your side too. So guess what we're doing tomorrow, you guys?
Debate?
No, I'm just going to have him on. We're going to talk about why he committed a coup and overthrew a state party of a national organization. We're going to find out. Him and his friend, we'll just have him on. And I think his buddy is coming on, who is like I don't know, probably an elected official as well, which this guy is. He is technically an elected official. He voted himself in, and so it counts. Or something. I don't know. We're going to find out tomorrow. But tune in for that tomorrow morning, I think. I think it's at 10, maybe?
10.
Let me find out. Hold on. Travis, read some comments.
Read some comments. Well, where do we leave off at here? We got
11 Central tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead. If you have some comments, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say that Jack Skeleton said, got depression, you're probably not buying enough stuff, which, yes.
Yes,
that's
very
exactly true.
Yeah, you need that new car. You need the new everything.
Yes.
As the world is collapsing and we don't have any money because of the government inflation, we don't have the money to afford the things that we're being told on a regular, every 30 seconds basis that we need to go buy to keep the economy going because it's our fault that it's collapsing. So cycles, depression, stay home, think about that for a while. Think about how you're miserable and alone, and but it's okay. It's okay.
all right.
Trust the science. When your government comes to inform you of this, when the government convinces everyone that since you didn't get the vaccine, you must have a mental disorder, and they come to you proposing maybe this mental disorder could be fixed if only we put a brain implant into everyone's brain, then... Travis, any final thoughts on the end of the world?
No, I'm just waiting for it to come patiently.
Come on, please.
When is it going to be? We should take bets.
Well, how do we pay up if the world ends? We're in heaven like, told you, motherfucker.
Yes, he told you.
Told you. Anyway,
Yeah.
I think that's a good place to wrap it. We're a little bit under our normal time. We're about a half hour under. So, Travis, are you down to stick around for after party this week?
I can, yeah.
For a bit? Cool.
For a bit, so.
All right. We will do the after party. If you want some more of this, I heard Jack Skellington over there saying that he was disappointed that we were about to end. We're not ending. We're moving over into the after party. We're going to keep the party going and read more of the ridiculous stuff that you guys submitted to the Freak of the Week stuff, and a couple other things that I want to talk about, like this George Floyd statue that got defaced. So more weird, more raw, more offensive over in the Downers Club at patreon.com/thesystemsdown, and where we will be streaming it live to the private Facebook group. Travis, tell everybody one more time why you exist and what you do with your life.
I don't know about that. Oh, no, but I do some work with some audio production stuff, so if you want to look me up and see my work, you can get me at charmmediagroup.com or facebook.com/charmmediagroupqc.
Yes. Well, cool, man. Thanks for being here. Thanks for sitting and listening to me get angry at the world and every now and then saying, that sucks. You are absolutely right. Spot on assessment, Travis, as always. But thank you guys all for being here. Go join the Downers Club. Get in there where you get all the juicy, spicy stuff. We talked more about the LP yesterday. We do these every week, one way or another, and I'll probably do 2, maybe 3 of them this week because it's going to be a busy one. Tune in tomorrow where I interview Will McVeigh and Sidekick, who I don't remember, on why they felt the need to overthrow the Libertarian Party of Delaware and take it for their own. Tune into that. Also, send me all the stuff at P.O. Box 84, Aledo, Illinois 61231. You can hit me up at Dan at TSIDPod. You can hit me up on Twitter at TSIDPod. You can hit me up by phone. You can drop in a line, leave a voicemail at 309-716-3818. And follow me on Twitter for the most up-to-date stuff. And until next time, guys, please question everything. Do your own research. Screw YouTube. Screw everybody who says that you're not allowed to think for yourself, because what they want you to do is think like the rest of these clones, the rest of these people that they're molding and shaping in their own image, the type of people that would get a fucking brain implant to stop their depression. Go outside, enjoy your life. The world is much more beautiful than we give it credit for. Until next time, question everything, stay uncomfortable. I'll talk to you then. Bye-bye.
Dun, 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 dun.
Hey guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe on your way out and help us change the world one uncomfortable conversation at a time. And if you like what you hear and you want to hear more, go join the Downers Club at patreon.com/thesystemsdown for bonus episodes of the show every single week. Until next time, please continue to question everything, stay uncomfortable, and I'll talk to you then. Thanks.
This has been a Goulash Media production. GoulashMedia.net.
This concludes our broadcast day. Click.